AskReddit. What is the most disrespectful thing that someone has done in your home? Dude crapped his pants while sitting on my couch playing a video game and just sat there finishing the match. We were having an old-fashioned LAN party and the entire room cleared out. It's really not a true LAN party until someone poops themselves, to be honest. Only the OG will know. Sounds like a solid strategy. Constantly unplugging electronics. First it was the thermostat, she didn't like the sound the water heater made, then the Wi-Fi, the CIA was snooping on her, and finally my fridge. She was saving the environment. If anyone unplugged my fridge, I would gently guide them to the door, nudge them out and never talk to them again. I did ask her to leave. She had gone through my things and taken my ex's lease agreement, called the police and claimed she lived there, my house. What happened after that? Did they believe her or did they not get tricked by her bullcrap? Not house but apartment in college. Roommate invited a bunch of people over one night. We each had our own bathroom, clearly marked. I go to get something from my room and hear obvious bleeping in my bathroom. I knock on the door and say, "Wrong one, get the bleep out." After they came out, I saw that they had cleaned themselves up on my nice white towels. Apparently she was on her period. See, this is where I'd bring the towels out into the common room and demand the roommate or the bleeps reimburse me. I am not above public shaming. Now bleeps. The main takeaway from that paragraph. My mom made a huge dinner for my aunt and cousins. They showed up 2 hours late, told my mom, "Oh sorry, the boys can't eat that much right now," and just went in our fridge and made them sandwiches instead. The same exact thing happened to us. My great aunt, poor old lady, spent the entire day cooking for a family meal we only had once a year as a tradition. It was the only holiday that all of us get together. They came 2 hours after they were supposed to come and didn't eat anything because they went out for dinner instead. Our family had a huge falling out with those specific people because of other reasons, but it sure signaled the end was coming. This was my bleeping cousin. My grandma would make a whole big meal, whether for a holiday or just to get together, and my cousin would want pizza instead. And then complain it was either over or undercooked. Bleeping hated that girl and she grew up to be a bleepy entitled adult too. Friend must have seen me once put in the code for my spare key lockbox, and I came home to her in my bleeping house. Mind you, we're not close. Her excuse? She had to go to the toilet. Safe to say, I reset that bleep and didn't invite her over anymore. Weirded me out. I had a best friend apparently steal my spare apartment key and made a copy of it. When I caught him at it, he tried lying, but I caught him in that, too. Long story short, he was apparently in love with me and was coming into my apartment while I was at work because he missed me so much. He also admitted to stealing a pair of my underwear. It's a very unsettling feeling and really glad you caught your potential perv, too. Okay, that's actually terrifying. The bleep is wrong with people. Seriously. Can't have what you want? Move on. It's not complicated. She invited a bunch of sleazy guys over, despite me asking her not to. She let them in while I was in the shower, so I did not realize they were in my house. She then took one into my housemate's bedroom and locked the door. Super disrespectful to my housemate, who had so kindly offered that she could stay in her room as she was going to be at her boyfriend's for the weekend. When I got out of the shower, one of the guys was in my bed. And I was like, "Dude, get the bleep out of my bedroom." And he refused and said my friend said he could stay there. I was very not okay with that. I physically had to push him out of my house. The next day when she sobered up, I kicked her out of my house and did not speak to her for 3 years. In what universe could someone think my friend said I could be here trumps "this is my bedroom"? Get out. He hoped top would fold if he stood his ground. You might be surprised how often it works. It's insane how often I see this work on others. I'm known for being aggressive or confrontational simply because I don't let people walk all over me. I once sat with some exec from corporate who looked at the pen I was using and said, "Wow, nice pen, mind if I take it?" I sort of laughed and said, "Well, I'm pretty attached to it ATM. I was literally writing with it." He goes, "Well, it's just a pen, so it's not like it's a big deal to part with it," and he held out his hand. I said, "No, seriously, I'm using it. There's a pen right next to you." Dude was not happy. I was told by several people that I was an idiot for burning bridges. People were more upset at me for not letting some corporate douche take my pen out of my hand than they were at him for even thinking he could just take my property away like that. I was legitimately stunned and frustrated by the absurdity of the situation. It's crazy to me that other people are so afraid to rock the boat. I mean, yay, fair play that exec doesn't like me anymore, but at least I'm not a pushover. I make my own destiny, even if it is a bleepy one. It was after an awful spinal surgery I went through when I was 12. They were cousins and my parents caught them trying to steal my painkillers. Now that's just bleepy, yeah? Worst part is I was really good friends with their son. So I was confused when they stopped coming around entirely. Didn't learn until a few years later why. It was at a birthday party of mine, and the entire family pretty much caught them. So they weren't at family event really ever again. Kicked my cat, smoked my weed without permission, pissed on the toilet seat, then stole some games when they left. All in one 40-minute visit. I honestly do not understand people that go into someone else's home and hit their animal ... Like, who do you think you are? Why hit any animal? A now ex-girlfriend came into my parents' home for only the second time and said to my mother, "Wow, it's tidy in here for a change, haha." I could see in my mother's eyes the thought process of how to slap her to the next century without making a scene. Thankfully she laughed it off, but that was a big red flag for me and my ex. Your mother bleeped up. It was a perfect opportunity to discover time travel and she totally skipped it. Sad day for science. With that kind of slap your mom could cook a chicken. Started opening all the drawers in my room. DF. Why would they do that? I really don't understand people that have no boundaries. Video game protagonist. Trying to find something worth stealing. Somebody left small children in our house while they went to the grocery store. Did they let you know at least? Hi, CPS. Yes, I have children that the parents have abandoned. I'm trying to decide if this is a joke about your own kids or if a stranger legit just left children at your house. A friend from college days stayed in our house while he was looking for a job in the area. The only house rule was, do not let the cat out. He's strictly an indoor cat and never goes outdoors. We came home one day and found the slider and screen open. Our beloved cat was gone. When he saw how upset and distraught we were, his response was, "It's only a cat, no big deal." As I've noted here some time ago, we put this guest out right away, and it wasn't until many days later that our cat returned home, thin, but safe. You broke the circle of trust, bleeper. I needed this reply in my life. When I was in like second grade, I invited this girl over and we made popcorn as a snack, and not even 5 minutes later, this twat decided it's a good idea to run all over my house throwing it everywhere. This goes on another 5 minutes while I chase her down. But the damage is done. The popcorn is in between couch cushions, under the fridge, under my bed, in my laundry basket, all over the damn floor. My mum ends up sitting us down and proceeds to lay it out on her, telling her that what she did was disrespectful and to help clean up. She pouted and said no, saying since it wasn't her house she didn't have to clean bleep. She continued to pout as my mom called her mom and pretty much told her to leave and to not expect to be invited back anytime soon. I haven't spoken to her in a while, but apparently she got banned from the mall for trashing a Lush store with her friend, throwing food, dumping out products, and smashing bath bombs ... So I guess she hasn't changed much. What a bleep. Locked me out of my own bedroom. proceeded to destroy my stuff. Then had the nerve to yell at me for saying she can't go back in my room. Oh, so you have a cat, too? I wish.